And we're live. Hello, everybody. Another week, another fantastic episode. Welcome to the Good Keyboard Friends podcast. So I am one of your co-hosts, Hubert the Mad. And with me is another co-host. You all know him, either by voice or by face, the great James.
Hey, good morning. I just woke up.
You know, it's funny. We talked about this on the one-on-one episode, right? One of us, just in general, between me, you, Simon, and Tangus, one of us is waking up, one of us is going to sleep. So, time zones, huh?
Exactly. You're always on opposite times.
Yep. And speaking of those other two, so it's 4 a.m. or ish currently for Tangus in Denmark. So he will not be joining us. And then Simon could not make it either, but that is totally fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing guest, someone that almost everybody knows. And if you don't know, now's the time to know. Holly.
Hey.
Welcome. Real quick, I just want to get the sponsors out of the way and then we can dive in. So, again, we have an actual sponsor, and this runs until the end of June. Our great friend Jay from Prototypist. If you are a coffee aficionado, or if you just need a gift for someone that is, if you go to his website, there's a link to his coffee company on the website, either Prototypist, or I'll link the actual coffee direct link in the description below. But if you go there, there's 3 different blends. If you put in the code Flamingo, so capital F, and then link Flamingo. If you put in Flamingo, you get 10% off your order. If you are international, however, you have to email Jay first. So I'll also put the email to email Jay in the video description. If you're in the UK, you don't have to email Jay unless you want to. So yeah, 10% it's 10% off your entire coffee order. And we also have another sponsor. Maybe. It kind of is. So we all know that Holly is a fantastic designer amongst many other talents and many other things. Commissions are open for haliboards. So if you're interested, and if you open the commission link, I'll also link Holly's socials and links in the description. But if you open the commission form, you'll see that there is a discount code area. Depending on how good your discount code is, you may or may not get a discount.
That's not what I said.
Yeah. Holly's super kind. If you put in some discount code, you may
put in GKF, I guess, for the purpose of this episode.
Put in Good Keyboard Friends for a discount of some sort. Maybe. But with that, we're done with sponsors. Let's get into the episode. Holly, for those that don't know, if you would be so kind as to give just a brief background of who you are, how you got into the hobby, and eventually how you got into designing.
My name is Holly. I'm 19. Go by he, him. I'm 28th on the Kovacs FPS Aim Trainer Mid-Air Mix scoreboard. And I design keyboards. You can find me Discord, YouTube, Hinge, Instagram. Yeah, all those things. Yeah, I've been designing since April 2021. And a short while after that, I started doing commission designs. And now I'm here with like 5 billion boards designed and like nothing run by myself.
That's awesome. What was the very first mechanical keyboard that you got?
Oh, shit. Okay, so how much can I...
Anything you want.
How much can I swear this episode?
As much as you want, dude.
Okay,
as much as you want.
Yeah. So I wasn't like those guys that like most people who just buy a gaming keyboard after a certain bit. Like I did have a gaming keyboard, which was a Razer Deathstalker, chiclet, non-mechanical. Was like only available in like Australia or something, and like some Amazon had it for some reason. And then I was like, oh wow, this custom keyboard stuff seems cool. I'll try it out. And I got a KBD 75 V1 Gateron clears. Like terrible stabs, God knows, maybe GMK. Did not lube them because I was dumb child. and these like crazy rainbow gradient keycaps that like I saw a variant of on a Taya Types thing once.
Mhm.
He had them on like an 1800. It was the blue and pink version. I got like a full gradient.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess we all had that gradient keycap at one point.
Are we talking about the same one?
Is it Tai Hao?
Oh,
No, not Taihao.
Okay.
I
It
don't
was like
remember
OEM
having a
profiles,
gradient
center legend.
thing, yeah. Mm. Oh, okay. Then it might be different, but I also remember owning like a rainbow gradient sort of keycap set, very cheap from Taobao. Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious how you talk about stabs because I think we've all been there. I used to lube my stabs on the outside as well as the inside.
Wait, what? Outside?
Wait, what does that
Outside the
mean?
housings?
Yeah, outside the housings.
Oh my god.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was like, okay, so I'm supposed to lube these things. Even though I watched the video, I still didn't know what I was doing, or it didn't click. So I'm like, all right, so I'll lube the inside, right? Because that'll do
Mhm.
something. Because the stem's in there, and then I guess I'll lube the outside too, because that'll make it better.
Did you also lube the stem then?
I lubed everything. The top of the stem where you insert the keycap.
You're joking.
Nope.
Oh my
nope.
god.
I'm thinking to
Didn't your
myself, this
keycap
is
just fall off then?
it was just really squishy, and it
Oh,
felt
okay.
weird. But
Mm.
I didn't know because I thought, oh, okay, so this is what it's supposed to feel like. But yeah, that's hilarious.
Mm.
So you got the KBD 75. What was the first design that you designed? Was it a keyboard? Was it a keycap?
It was keycaps actually. I'll get into
Yeah.
that later. But for first keyboard I designed was a board called, I think I named it Mop.
Mm.
Mop. Okay.
Yeah, because like really long. You know the Austin by Drift Mechanics?
Yes. Yeah.
It was that layout, but without the F-row, I think.
Oh, that's so cool.
Something like that. I don't remember the exact layout of Austin. It was either Austin Rebellious. It's some obscure 1800, but not true 1800.
Yeah.
I was following the Quant tutorial the entire time. And I also had like some friends that had done board designs before. So they were just like kind of there watching me. And they were like, oh yeah, it looks like a keyboard, dude. Yeah.
Are you a big fan of 1800s?
No.
But do they look aesthetically pleasing? Is that why you started?
I had to generate a layout. I was like, sure, why not? I'll do something new because like
Mhm.
this is just first keyboard. Doesn't really matter.
Right. I remember maybe 3 years ago you did a Q&A on your Instagram. How were you just I'm not gonna dig up any of that info, but you were saying something about how you went from KLE, keyboard layout editor, to actually designing.
Maybe.
Or something like that. Were you always someone that loves to tinker or love to design, graphic design, things like that?
No. I guess like I started keyboards pre-COVID, I want to say, and then I got like more into it as COVID went on.
Mhm.
And then I got into the making side of things because you either buy stuff and build it, or you like make the concepts, which doesn't cost any money.
Yeah.
Up front, at least.
And you started with software that didn't cost money, right? You started with Fusion and
Started, ended, currently using.
currently using. Did you learn Blender? I like to ask this to all the designers we have on.
I think I've tried to learn Blender like 3 times.
Dude, fuck Blender, dude. Oh my
You got a
God.
friend.
The
You got a friend.
UI is possibly some of the most hostile shit I've ever seen in my life.
Indeed. Yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
then the Blender Guru guy also like talks funny, so it's like hard watching him.
Yeah. Well, that just goes to show you, like you've been saying, James, you basically just need Fusion for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Fusion in the
Well,
web.
Fusion and then pay someone else to do the renders. Like, dude, you
Yeah.
can learn Fusion like in a couple months. Learning Blender, God.
Did you? So I want to segue this into mentors because I don't want to put James on the spot. But during James and I's one-on-one episode, he was saying how your rendering videos or your Fusion videos helped him. Your streams helped him figure out Fusion and things like that. Was there someone like that for you, Holly, when you first started, or someone that was helping you?
I had like a couple of people rattle them off. I got Halo, who currently is kind of like out of keyboards, does like graphic design now. Amazing graphic designer, by the way. Love his stuff. I got Quadrum, Delta 65,
Mhm.
and he worked for Mode for a little bit. There's Derp Turtle, or I call him Ryan. This is his name. I'll get into him later. He's crazy. And I think that's mostly it. I'm probably offending a friend right now, but it's okay. I don't really care. Like, they understand.
How did you meet all these people? Were you all in the same Discord?
Yes, we were. We were in KDD,
Oh,
original one.
Yeah.
This was, we split off as a little sect because we were like all, like about the same age. And it was like, these people talk funny. We're going to do our own thing in this space. And we're going to have like stupid roles and stuff. And we're not going to need to uphold any air of professionalism.
Mhm.
We're just going to make shit. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
we had like a group of like keycap designers, keyboard designers, mostly it.
Oh, that's cool. Were you there when Simon apparently got banned, or you were gone by then?
I was in there. I didn't speak that much.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a miracle I even got into that server, to be honest. Because like at some point, I really don't talk to the kidding channels because that's the only thing I knew.
Yeah.
Or thought I knew. Some people came up with concepts and like they ran. I was like, oh my god, why did this run? But anyways, yeah, I really only felt confident in kidding.
Yeah. So you would say for someone that's starting out, maybe try and do keycap design first before going into
They're
boards?
two completely different things, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Keycap design is a concept. You have an idea, you pick colors, you make good novelties, please. If it's like not like a vintage something or whatever.
Yeah.
Like make your design interesting. And then after that, you just pick a manufacturer, probably a good one, hopefully a good one, run it. And then that's more or less it. You can like, I feel like there are designers that will go and make like custom legends and things. And then I don't know, I'm a very like traditionalist when it comes to keycaps. Like I only use beige. Over here,
Hell yeah.
I got like tulip.
Yeah.
Nice.
On my desk right now is just like the stock HHKB caps. My keyboard just disconnected.
Oh no.
It's fine.
But beige goes with everything, almost everything.
But like like some people do like different legends and it can look weird. I have qualms with Dixie Mech.
Mhm. Because of the mods.
Holy shit, yes, because of the mod.
Well, you're not the only one.
I personally just don't think they look good. Like, and that's like a thing in keyboards. Like, well, that makes keycaps easier to design because you don't have to do all of that. You can like pick colors and then do novelties, and like that's 90% of the work. There's also like color matching, which is like an entirely different beast.
Mhm.
Because you need your like Pantone things. You need a good monitor. You need like you pay like Nebuland or whatever to someone to color match it for you. I don't know how keycaps work anymore.
Yeah. Well, as someone who has ran, I think three beige keycap sets. One was vintage round 1, vintage round 2, and then you helped with JCS Arabic, right, James?
Yeah, I did. Well, I ran all 3, but they were like pretty easy to run, I guess. It's just beige.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
you can just like do it.
There's no color matching, right?
Yeah. I was just going to ask you to that. So obviously it's preference, right? If you like a color, obviously you're going to make that color. But is beige easier to work with just because you don't have to color match like a huge spectrum of colors and things like that?
Well, yeah, actually, yeah. Also, it's dice up, so that's also makes it like so much easier, right? You only have to worry about the legends, and then, not much else. So,
All right.
Yeah, start with beige dice up, and then you can learn, kitting. You can learn how to work with manufacturers, and then you go from there, probably. But it's also like a little more boring, like I would say.
Sometimes boring is good. So I'm putting you both on the spot again. I'll go first, so maybe you two can have some time to think. But favorite beige keycap sets. So so for me, I don't have many. It's basically a lot of JCS.
It's so difficult.
Leak Bros. I think for me, and again, this is just our preferences. I like to have a very cheap set with like huge kitting, and it being PBT. So a lot of JCS or XMI. I think I have a Canon caps set too, and then
Mhm.
kind of mid tier ish. I guess you could kind of put JCS in that mid tier as well, because I can't really think of off the top of my head a mid tier beige PBT brand or anything. And then I want to try CRP, because everybody said how well the legending for CRP is, how crisp everything is. And then I wanted to have one beige ABS keycap set. So I think I have Retro Zuyan. I'm sorry for those that know how to pronounce it. I can't pronounce it. Yeah, GMK Retro Zuyan. So, as far as favorite, I think I don't have a favorite among those four.
Oh,
They're just
really?
what I have. They're just what I have because I wanted a category of each. I wanted a cheap one, medium, like medium price one, a high end PBT one, and then an ABS one. Oh, I have DCS Sleeper, which is not necessarily super beige,
That's
but
gray, but sure.
yeah,
Count it.
Beige adjacent. Yep.
yes. Thank you. But yeah. James, you want to rattle
Sure.
off a couple?
I do have an answer. So nowadays, I don't think I use PBT that much anymore. Just because I just generally enjoy the sound of ABS much more. So ABS wise, I think my current favorite would be classic Cyrillic from J.
Yes.
It's just beige of Cyrillic from GMK. And then also one that's currently in group buy, which is Beta, if that counts as
Oh
beige.
yeah.
Kind of, right? It's like Sleeper,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's my top two.
No CRP at all. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. That's fine. That's fair.
Yep. No PBT for me nowadays.
You're too good for PBT. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, PBTs, it's whatever. But I do like that they allow like for like bigger kitting, more stuff. Like you can put it on keyboards, easier to source, stuff like that.
Okay.
But just the sound wise, I just enjoy ABS.
Oh, and that's totally fine. Yeah.
Mhm.
Holly, are you also the same, or do you have some PBT? Highlights?
I got some. I like GMK sound a lot. I also have DCS 9009. Very nice.
Yes.
But man, any beige, I'm thinking of sets that don't exist or either have existed really, really long ago.
Oh shit.
I really enjoy like weird one-off vintage cherry stuff.
Mhm.
As keycaps, because using the boards sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like there was that one airline key set, I want to say, that had custom legends on like a similar location to how the Flemish layout does it on Tulip. Like it had just like random legends. Desco is also really cool. I like all of Cherry's like weird little errors and stuff they did wrong because I think it adds character.
Yeah.
I like how the enter key on vintage keyboards is like text and not like the icon. Even when they're what is it? The main enters have icons, but the numpad enters are just text. Like that's beautiful to me. So I have like no favorite PBT. Like there's just so much.
Yeah. How do you, and then I'll ask you, James, how do you keep your keycaps? How do you keep your keycaps? Do you have them separated in their containers and bags? How do you keep them? And I'll tell you why I asked this after you answer.
I keep them in a bag and I throw them in a pile. Like
in one bag or separate?
No. So sorry, separate bags, and then I throw them in a pile.
Yeah. Oh my god. The reason I asked this, and then I'll let you answer.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucked up so bad. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I had XMI vintage round 1 and 2. CRP the 2551 HAD, and then some random JCS set. And I mixed them all on accident, and I'm still trying to fucking figure out what's going on. I can't find. So I sent round 2 XMI to Simon vintage.
How do you
So
know that?
theoretically, Well, theoretically, I should be able to, separate the other three. I'm missing half of the XMI Vintage Round 1 keycap sets.
Really?
I looked under my bed, like in my stove. I'm just joking.
Okay, it's okay. I'll send you more.
You
But
should check inside the stove.
maybe I should. But I learned my lesson just to not. I have them in fishing tackle boxes, and I learned
Mhm.
I learned to have a colorful keycap set in between the beiges, so
Mhm.
they don't
Mixed
combine.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do, James? Do you do the same thing?
No, I put them back in their GMK box and then put them on my shelf.
You're so
So
responsible.
very basic,
Very basic
Yeah.
beige enjoyer.
I guess I don't have enough sets that it becomes a problem at the moment, so I
Mhm.
guess that's okay. Yeah. I have more keyboards to worry about though. Like those are getting like a little bit annoying to put away. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's a question for both of you. Do you always get at least one unit of a board that you've designed? You have to,
Absolutely
right?
not.
No? Okay.
Because I do a lot of one-offs. That's it. That's
Yeah.
plain and simple. For public runs, I do request one.
Yes.
However, I've only had like one public run. It was Jabberwocky, and it was like so obscure that like it hit like 8 MOQ or something. And I just have one now.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. That's one of my favorite keyboard layouts too. Like it's huge. Yeah, I don't have one. I don't have one because I didn't join the hobby at that time. But yeah,
Isn't
Yeah,
it also like it's like row staggered, right? Or like
Yeah, it's called
like
stag.
yeah.
oh my god.
It's really cool.
Let me list it. The reason why I ask is I wasn't sure, and this goes to keycaps as well that you've designed, if you feel obligated to have at least one set of either a keycap or, a keyboard.
I say I designed keycaps. I also didn't produce anything in keycaps. Like it's not real. None of it is real. Closest I
It's a
got was I
render
helped
bait.
out with GMK Hanok, and then like that the guy didn't even like shout me out or anything. I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh, wait.
Oh no.
Wait. You helped with Hanok?
Yeah, but like low key, that guy's like younger than me, which is scary.
Oh no. Shoot.
All right, we'll shout you out now. Shout out to Hali
Shout out Hali for
for
GMK
helping out
Hanok.
with yep.
Yeah. Let me share this real quick. So this is the Jabberwocky, right?
Mm.
I think so.
Oh, OTD
I
font. I forgot I did
remember
that.
doing like a render on this because
Yes, it was
Hali
a JCS
actually
Arabic. I was
puts
going through your
all
products earlier.
his yeah. I mean, Hali also always puts all his designs on his GitHub page, so it's really easy to find models that I could render on, which is super cool.
I gotta mention this.
Mm.
I have on my GitHub a repo called render files, and like all my boards I've made, pretty much like commissions and stuff, mostly since I haven't updated in like a year or something. All those render files are just available. You can just like render on those. If I see another Nimoy by Bachu, I'm gonna lose my mind.
We need
like absolutely no shade to Bachu, but I cannot assume he's proud of the version of that board that's being rendered on.
Yeah. You hear that, everybody? For the designers out there, please render on more boards. And
Rama U88, just like delete the key set.
oh my god,
like I can't.
Yeah. But that's also something that's super base. I want to bring up as well. You open source a lot of things.
I do.
You said. Real quick. I love 60% gummy O-ring boards, and I know it's super fucking basic. But the back and Neko, you have a Hali Neko with all the files. Well, at least a lot of the files, and just a lot of steps. You even listed where you go to get the screws for the dartboard. You go to McMaster Car.
Right.
I shared that page with so many of my friends that also love 60% O-ring keyboards.
Oh, is that why there's so many stars on it? Oh, I don't know.
we even went to the JLC PCB website. We tried to upload the file for the case. We were trying to figure out like we need a 60% back and Neko design that's open source. Oh, the Hali Neko. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so it's compatible with all these PCBs and so on and so forth. what makes you want to open source so many cool things? Is it just because you want to give back to the community?
I feel like if I make something and then it doesn't go anywhere and like no one paid me to do it, it's like, yeah, the general public can have this. I don't really care.
Mm-hmm. That's so good. That's so base, dude. That's amazing. I feel like that's super cool when you have open source in general. Like, sometimes you get the indie movies that are free on YouTube and things like that. Um, and just things like that, just designs and stuff. It's a cool way to give back and maybe to get a little bit of recognition as well, but that's not the main thing. Um, Something that I've recently gotten into recently. I said recently twice, sorry. But I was never in the world of private designer discords. What I mean by that is I met James December 2023 because of the October 2023 thing with the Muramasa.
Hmm.
And it opened my mind to a whole new part of the hobby, which is some designers have discords and they run maybe not necessarily one-offs, but they run low MOQ boards or not so much keycap sets because that's almost impossible unless it's like XMI or something. But it's so cool, especially nowadays where sometimes you see boards not hitting MOQ and things like that, where there's a lot of designer discords. If you like somebody's design, you join, and then there's so many different products. Do you two think that will always be there in terms of being available to the hobby? Do you think that part of the hobby is going to grow now that there's less and less boards being produced and IC'd and group buyed and things like that?
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like first we have to talk about how there's like more of a split ever since like post-COVID, I guess, between like consumers and then like hobbyists. Because like if you've never done keyboards before, you're not going to spend like 800 on like a board, right? So you buy your Neo, whatever, maybe something even cheaper. Maybe you buy your like. Okay, so I'm a Mechkeys helper. I don't know the names of these boards anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I can't. But then you have your hobbyists, and then like these hobbyists are literally all you need is you need a step file and you need to like a manufacturer. That manufacturer is not going anywhere unless it's like Alpha from Gotcha. But yeah, you can just run keyboards and it's awesome. I don't know how many of them will be able to the public because if you run to the public, you have to deal with like vendors and everything. But not always. But you can self fulfill, and yeah, it's never really gonna like die out. I don't think.
Right. James.
Well, I hope it doesn't die out because that's
better not.
I think all I do nowadays. But yeah, it is super fun where you can like scale it really down to a couple of friends, a couple of people, and then just run designs that are completely unhinged and probably won't make it with vendors, right? And then you can also keep margins like relatively low because you don't have to worry about vendors. So it's always a great time. And I do see a lot of these discords pop up. And it's really great that people are able to do this. And for me, this is the true hobbyist way of doing it. So I do hope it continues into the future.
Yeah. What was Simon saying? The way that he did the group buy for the
cocktail?
What was the one that he actually the
I-69?
I-69? He said that he cherry picked his group buy buyers. Yeah. I guess it makes sense, right? You have a fan base. I'm not, I don't know, for lack of a better word. And they love a designer's designs. What better way to support them than to, buy a one-off or a private run? Do you two? You don't have to go into specifics, obviously. Do you two ever have problems talking to a manufacturer wanting to do a low MOQ run for your products? Do you ever get bent over a barrel? How do you build that relationship so you don't get taken advantage of, but at the same time, you're building a good relationship? Because I'm sure there's always a minimum MOQ number. If you go to DDS, if you go to this or that. But yeah, how do you make those relationships and continue to build those relationships?
I just gave
What
him work.
relationships?
Like, yeah, I just gave him work, dude. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I funneled like what, 15 keyboards through you, like 15 one-offs. I know it's like not your thing, but it is like money, and you are charging me.
Mhm.
If you don't like it, raise the price. Not my problem.
Right.
And then I guess they did
Yeah.
like it because they were like, "Oh, I'm Lee from DDS was like, I'm doing like 5MQ now for like the general public, but because like you've been so nice to us, it's like, sure, go ahead." I have a
Oh, that's
line
awesome.
in my form that is like, "Do you want me to contact the manufacturer for you and like do all the stuff on that end?" I really hope people don't click it because it means they just send me $150 for like no reason.
Oh.
Like you can just like talk to a manufacturer, like they'll walk you through it. It's not a lot of like stuff to go through since keyboard manufacturing is so streamlined. But yeah, I have that in there, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, it's just like 150. And if like anyone asks me about it directly, I can just like waive it. Like sure, it doesn't matter. And then the DDS one-off thing came along, and I was like, oh, this is real now. Like there's a reason to hit this.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Because
I
I
didn't
get
know
the
that.
privileges. Oh
Yeah. Damn. James, you feel the same way too?
Yeah, I mean, once you have a history with them, then you can sort of like do whatever you want ish, kind of.
Right.
Yeah, they're more lenient with your requests, I would say. But then
Mhm.
you have to do a couple things with them beforehand.
That's so cool. That's so cool to hear because again, going back to the backing Neko thing, for me at least a couple months ago, I don't want to make a one-off. Like I don't want to do it anymore, but I was going through the process. I was trying to think. So I was scared of reaching out to a manufacturer. But what you two are saying is, just give it a shot.
yeah, but like pick the right one.
Pick the right one. How do you pick the right one? Do you just go to the popular ones like DDS, Hong 2, or
You
whatever?
don't. You pick the wrong one and then you learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I feel like my approach is a lot more conservative. There's always going to be hype. There's always going to be like, oh, who's coming out? Who's OMD, Kezuwa, Nisamo, maybe even. I don't know who she works for anymore, and she scares me a little, but it's okay. DDS is like solid, like nothing goes wrong, and when it does, they're usually very nice about it. Unless it's like Rebecca is your rep, and then you're a little screwed. But like, sure, just hope nothing goes wrong.
Yeah. James, you you don't have to name drop if you don't want to, but you've gone through some bad ones.
Sussy manufacturers, yeah. But no,
Please name drop. It's good for everybody.
it is. But no, I'm blanking on their name because I want to remove that from my memory totally.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
was there anything you could have done to avoid that, James? No, right?
No. So like, I think like a lot of manufacturers, you just have to try them and see like what their quality is because you can never tell from the photos they send you on WeChat, right? So you just gotta step into it. You just gotta communicate with them, and when they fuck up, you have to be really stern about it. Like especially with, I feel like you just have to ask for what you are paid for, I guess.
You definitely have to, so you don't get taken advantage of, like not just in terms of keyboards, but just in life,
Yeah, I mean, you could still be nice, but like you have to tell them,
yeah.
oh, this is what I paid for, and this is what you went wrong here. You have to remake. From our like private run thing, right? Like I did go a lot back and forth with the manufacturer.
Yeah.
They fucked up, and we had to fix a lot of things, and that's just how it was, right?
Yeah, that's true. Holly, do you do a lot of open communication in terms of telling your Discord or the group by runners, hey, we're at this stage, I'm ordering cases are being CNC'd, things like that, or do you kind of keep it under wraps and you just wait until there's a significant milestone to give your group by runners like updates?
I think if I ran very much, I would try to go for a more update approach. There's usually not a whole lot that happens. It's like PCBs ordered, cases ordered, QC happening.
Yeah.
I guess you could consider that like steps.
That makes sense to me, joining a small run because you may be kind of angsty, but if the runner or designer is saying, hey, we're at this step, kind of alleviates your concern a little bit.
Yeah. Ice cream machine purchased.
Oh, that's a nice car. It's a nice Lamborghini, huh? So where's our units of this and that? So right now you have Is the Horsey is it going to be publicly ran, or is it going to be more of like a private?
It will be public on
Yeah.
KLC only.
Mm. So for those of you that don't know, Hali currently has an IC of a 60% EC board, the Horsey. And I'm going to link that Geek Hack IC page below. But tell us a little bit about how you got to wanting to design that. Is this your first EC design?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It started out as a collab, but I got too into it and I ended up doing all the work. And like the other guy was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. It's your problem now." Oh, that was one of the people I forgot to mention. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Shout out Tesla's Tech. They're
Shut up.
they did a lot of 40s and 3D printing gasket stuff. It was nice. And yeah, I want to collaborate with them, and then I ended up doing all the work, or not all the like out of my own volition. It wasn't like they were like holding back on me like a group project. It was just like I wanted to make it.
Yeah.
Horsey started out as like a few loose concepts. I wanted a horse skateboarding on the back of the keyboard. For the vibes, no real reason. I can't even skate. I wanted the entire name was based off a song by Macross 8299, which you can see in the top engraving, and then also the angle of the keyboard is 8.299. I wanted thin bezels. I wanted some like variation on duck sides, and I was like, okay, this is good enough. I'm just gonna start working, and then slowly it came together. And then, like later on, things got added, like the Spotify code engraving, the Thock stairs.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's on my desk now, the first prototype, and it feels alright.
Oh, hell yeah. What are the biggest differences between designing something, an EC board, and just an MX board? Like, what are the things that you had to figure out? Like, oh shit, this is gonna have to change, or something they have to learn that's new.
Oh, okay. So there's only a few things you have to keep track of. One is most of them are like before you even start doing anything. One is your mounting has to be solid. Horsey uses a stainless steel plate and will not use anything else. Or Topper at least. Because once you have like a bending plate, you have like housing rattle or whatever, and it gets like really scary. Personally, I haven't experienced it, and I'm very thankful for that because that sounds horrifying.
Yeah.
Apart from that, there is like a different distance between the top of the plate to the floor. Usually with MX, you stick with a number and you keep going with it. Horsey, you just got to change the number up. And then your bezels, your switch cutouts are a little bit wider, so you have to keep track of that. And then under the stabs, they take up more space. So you have to like design it similar to how a keyboard with a south-facing spacebar would do it, if those still exist.
So as someone who, the furthest I've ever gotten with EC is, just the HHKB.
Nothing wrong with that.
So
I would even say that's like almost like as far as you need to go for EC most of the time.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I'm still trying to wrap my head around, how Jono came out with the new EC switches?
Mm-hmm.
I do
Jono? No, the AEboards, right?
That's him, isn't it? Or
oh.
No, AEboards like Australian.
Eric and Jono work together, but they're not the same person, obviously.
What's Jono? What's Jono have to do with this?
Isn't Jono part of?
It's the keyboard treehouse thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, maybe I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, the question is,
we'll ask him.
We'll ask him. Next Saturday. Yeah.
In a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I think what that is super cool because it's trying to get EC more mainstream. Because that's easier to use than having to source your own domes and things like that, right?
Yeah. I do have my own calls with it though.
Yeah.
I get the idea. Like I got the point. I was actually like talking about this to a friend earlier. You need an EC PCB for those, and then you need an MX plate. And then the question is, what happens with your stabs? Because if you use if it's an MX plate is going to have MX stabilizer cutouts.
Yeah.
But you have an EC PCB, which is not going to have those. So you run into a problem where there's currently like no support for it, unfortunately.
Right.
Hopefully it comes better. Like it becomes better. Like you just like build it like MX and it'd be like awesome because like technically it's hot swap.
Yeah.
Kind of. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's essentially like a easier way to use EC, but then you almost always need a custom solution for it still. So I
Mhm.
guess that's more for like future boards that decide to feature this kind of switch, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, you would always at least need a custom plate for it.
Right. That makes sense. So walk me through, and it doesn't have to be super in depth, but with EC, you have to make sure that more things are compatible as opposed to just having MX style switches in terms of domes and because so if I wanted to build the Horsey, what do I have to do to get? Does it come with everything? Like
You know
EC
why it's called
wise?
KLC? Because it comes with everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but caps are done is the idea.
hmm So
Like yeah, there's gonna be like the like standard bare bones kit, I guess, like with a plate, PCB, all this stuff, and then there's also gonna be a like an option to just like bundle KLC parts in with it, and like you get your domes, housing, sliders, everything.
oh, that's cool. How did
That's
you
so
form that
sick.
relationship with KLC? You don't have to go into specifics either.
I was like, okay, I want to sell this. Who's making parts right now?
Yeah.
Let's hit up Buddy OG. No, let's hit up KLC.
Yeah.
And then Kevin was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then I just like let him on for like 2 years because I didn't really like move the project, but you know.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's so cool. That's so awesome. I've said this many times, but the amount of people that are just happy to help, whether it be vendors, whether it be designers, just normal keyboard people, that's so fucking awesome. That's so cool. I'm sure it happens in other hobbies and other businesses as well, but it's so cool to me how you can just hit up a vendor or a designer and like ask a question or ask if you want to collab and things like that and if they have time, for the most part they usually say yes. I'm not saying that every single person has to say yes, but that's super nice to hear, especially Kevin KLC. Fuck yeah. So do you foresee yourself continuing to do, obviously you're going to still do commissions, Holly, until you close them. But do you foresee yourself continuing to do keyboard designs, or do you want to do a keycap design here and there in the near future?
I don't care about keycaps.
Yeah.
Honestly, like beige works for me, and I don't feel like I have the need to produce anything for anybody else in terms of keycaps. Like everything I want to exist exists already, and then if it doesn't, maybe I'll try to do something. Like it sounds like a lot of work to me.
Yeah.
Keyboards, on the other hand, I enjoy designing. I feel like there's a lot of areas for improvement. I'm not that satisfied with the current state of designs because I feel like there's an upper echelon where different people are. Dude, I have this in my notes.
Yeah.
Best designer out there right now, probably Baion. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's not really a shout out because he's like more famous than me, but like, dude, Baion is nuts. Baion has like a great visual eye and then also a great spatial eye.
Mhm.
So like, the stuff he does 2D, incredible looking. Like Gihern had that like fossil on the underside of the keyboard.
Yeah.
And then 3D, Synovia, scary, but made it work.
Is that the one with the diamonds or like the eye diamond thingies?
No, that's the OBJ. But yes, OBJ was also awesome. Synovia was a TKL.
Okay. That's awesome. So you two as designers, you can, when you're scrolling through other people's designs, like things like that stand out to you immediately. Like, holy shit, this is
Like that's cool. And then also there's a lot of designers that I don't like because it's like, please do something new.
yeah. And that's not like, I mean, you can take it however you want to take it, but that's not necessarily a mean thing to say, to be honest, because if your products or your designs are too stale, then you're never going to hit MOQ or interest or things like that. Do you think we're at the point of the hobby where you have to be unique?
No,
as opposed
absolutely
no.
not.
Okay.
Maurice, I say this with love.
Yeah.
Maurice dropped a board earlier this morning. It's the Sasanta 60.
Mhm.
One of my friends wanted me to grab it, like help with the FCFS. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll try it. Like only if it's like beforehand, he was like, "Yo, can you help me grab this?" I'm like, "Only if it's a good board." And then he sent me the link to the center. I was like, "Okay, only if it's under 550."
Yeah.
And then I couldn't make the drop time because I was sleeping in,
Mhm.
and it didn't align my sleep schedule. But it dropped. It was 555, which is really funny. And I was like, dude, I had my own thoughts about the board. It's probably well designed. It's probably sounds good, feels good, and looks good if you're into that.
Mhm.
However, it's very boring.
Mhm.
You can survive on boring. You just need a follower base. I might be coping because I'm bad at marketing and don't post on Instagram and my Discord is dead. But I'm not about that.
Mhm.
I want to make visually interesting keyboards because what is it? Everything can sound good pretty easily. Everything can feel good pretty easily. Put a horse on the back of your keyboard. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck yeah. So in the keyboard triangle, you're a big fan of aesthetics.
Sure.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who isn't once you get to a certain point? You go to a meetup and then you start typing, and then after the fifth keyboard, you're like, yeah, this feels like a keyboard, right?
It's true. It's true. It's a meme. This sounds like a keyboard, but at the end of the day,
It's not a meme. It's real. It's very
Yeah.
real.
yeah, yeah. So for those of you out there, even if your design is basic, if that's what you want to do, if you have a follower base, you may be able to make it work. Do
Yeah,
you two
just
think?
consider that I'm judging you the entire time if you do choose that route.
So the cycle for those of you that don't know, a while back, the Cycle 7 came out, and it got a lot of hype, similar to how the Frog TKL from Gion got a lot of hype, because at that time it seemed like you couldn't get that much value in a board for that price, and it kind of made other designers say, "Oh shit, we can't. We got to step up our game, because Frog TKL, everybody loves it, or a lot of people love it because of the value it brings. Cycle 7, amazing value. Is there a certain point where you can't? The Cycle 7 is already pretty cheap, Do you two see an even cheaper Cycle 7 that's able to be made in the future, possibly? How low can you go in terms of not selling at cost, but almost at cost? Are we looking at an $80 Cycle 7 in the future or something like that?
Okay, this isn't really my realm because I don't design keyboards to be cheap.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
yeah, whatever. Hali was cheapish, but that was by virtue of being a one-piece case, and then also had weird slashes in it.
Yeah.
It's not designed just to be cheap. Frog was cheap, and then Cycle 7 was impossible.
Mhm.
You look at that and you rack your brain around what is going on here and how is it that price. Had weights, had a daughter board, had gasket, 2-piece, nice case, and then you look at it and it's it doesn't skimp.
Mhm.
And then you think to yourself, how is that possible? So if that's possible, maybe 80 is possible. And then that's going to feel equally as impossible to me because, dude, China's overpowered. What are you doing? I
It's
can't answer that
possible
question.
if you own the factory, I would say.
Yeah.
It's possible.
And then
if
Gion
you
owns a
have-
factory.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wouldn't really compete with that because you can't.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also don't think the Cycle is that great of a board, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So you see it as a possibility, James, as someone who's
Yeah, of course. You
worked a
see
lot.
cheap stuff come out of China all the time. It's not new. But then the stuff they bring out, I don't really consider that hobbyist stuff. So, it just feels like a very different realm to me.
Like Simon was saying when the Cycle 7 came out, either you have to kind of bring something new to the table if you're not obviously we're not expecting a Holly or a James to compete with the Cycle 7 because the capabilities of
it's just
Vertex.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This comes back to the consumer and hobbyist split. I'm going to sell to hobbyists because that's scary to compete with.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's true. And it's also more personable, right? You have your followers, you have your I'm not going to say cult because it's, good friends, people who enjoy your shit, people who support you even if there's maybe something similar that's cheaper because you have that relationship with them. I think that's also something super cool that sometimes we miss. Sometimes I think a lot of the new people that get into the hobby don't know about those little niches, small designer discords or things like that, and they always think that you have to go with a big brand or you have to go with the latest and greatest hype beast. Um, do you ever feel like you have to purposely market to new people, to new hobbyists, or do you think that the people that are your friends and that support you will support you until you think you're done with the keyboard hobby? Do you ever feel like you have to reach out to more people? Either of you?
I'm so bad at marketing, like you have no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Okay, let's count the projects I've ran.
Okay.
Well, Horsey is running, right?
Yeah, Horsey.
Soon.
Okay, ran, past tense.
Oh, okay.
For those of you audio listeners, I'm deliberately saying nothing because I haven't ran anything public.
Sorry, I forgot about the audio listeners out there. But at the same point, at the same time, you have a following. Like everybody knows
I
Holly.
do have a following. I have 1,500, and like 300 of them came from like Mint when she posted the DSA Magical R2 rendered on a baby Nowis.
Yeah. So you're fine. Like you don't purposely, like you said, you don't cater towards the consumers. You cater towards the hobbyists. And if they find you, however they find you, that's awesome.
Yeah, I guess.
James, do you feel the same way?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Do you feel like you have to market to new people? Do you feel like you're always going to have loyal followers that are with you and you just do your own shit and you don't have to worry about marketing, things like that?
Well, I do more just sharing what I'm doing at the moment and not with a specific like target or like a goal in mind. And then I guess I just happen to be very lucky and have a couple friends that I can talk to. So yeah, I mostly think about it, frame it in this way, and not really think about I'm marketing to a specific group of people and what I have to do to make them join my Discord or something like that. Right? That's not how I feel about it.
Right.
Yeah.
You do your own shit, and if somebody finds you,
I guess we can do this because we don't rely on this financially or stuff, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I guess that's a good point as well.
So, to the both of you, do you still buy keyboards and keycap sets, Holly?
Dude, I have like not made a keyboard purchase in like 2 years. I bought some desk mats. Like,
yeah. Well,
I don't know. I do want a couple keyboards though. I want in whatever that Dark Alice was. The guy Dark British guy.
Oh yes. Yeah. What was that? I understand. I know.
I
You
forgot the name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I want a Pop Star.
Oh, okay. The Kirby
Pop Star
one,
by Julian. Yeah.
That's so cool. The one with the LED on the blocker.
And like those are only two off the top of my head. If Baion makes a nice keyboard, then I'll probably buy it. Only if it comes in pink. But
I gotcha. So this question still applies to you as well. You may not be able to answer it, but you still can. So I've gotten to the point where I found so many awesome designers that make private run or smaller run boards or projects or keycap sets. How do you figure out which to join and which not to join? Because you want to support all your friends, but you can't financially do that. Well, okay, most of us can't do that financially, or we don't have enough space. So do you ever feel like, oh shit, I want to support this friend, but then I won't be able to support that friend, and obviously they won't care. If they're a good friend, they're gonna be like, hey, you do you put your finances first. But it's getting to that point for me where I'm like, oh fuck, James has a cool board coming out. The Bloody Eyes has a cool board coming out.
It's not easy.
It could be easy. I just call him Bloody because I don't know how to.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to go about it.
Remy with the Penguin TKL.
Mm-hmm.
Rukia, with all the amazing designs. Do you two ever feel like, oh fuck, how do I choose?
It's really easy.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, I want to say, anybody listening, Hubert in this case, you should never feel obligated to like spend money just to like buy a keyboard just to support a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are other ways you can go about that. You got a podcast now. You just like shout them out, dude.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Me personally, I only buy Pink keyboards.
K3. James?
I got
No.
shot. I got
Sorry,
shouted
which
at.
one is that? You name all your keyboards after numbers, and it's so hard to keep track of. What is a K3, dude?
Hey, it's a system where you can like follow very easily, like
Tell me the
K3.
system then. Damn.
Yeah, well, the K3 is the Korean inspired board, which is like one of the super boring designs that you just mentioned, I guess.
Okay, I'm
But
not
it's
buying
like,
it.
but it's pink though, so
Yeah, but
got
it's boring.
mousetrap.
Sorry.
How do you figure out, James, what to buy and what not to buy?
So it's very easy for me. You know why? Because I am very financially limited. So it's really not that big of a deal for me because like I just can't.
Right.
Like boards
That's
I
okay.
buy nowadays are mostly like prototypes that I make, so those already take up a lot of the money.
Mhm.
And then it's just not wise to spend extra than that. So I guess I try to help out in other ways, like Ali said, right? Like shout them out all the time, like share their Instagram posts or stuff like that. I guess that also helps, right? Talk to them as well. I guess sometimes they all need a good keyboard friend to talk to about their designs. I guess that
Yeah.
helps them out a lot too. Yeah. So that's how I try to contribute.
Well, you two bring up excellent points. And again, good keyboard friend. You can be a good keyboard friend in many ways, not just spending hundreds of dollars or, going for a purchase for a friend. You can shout them out. You can, help in other ways. That's awesome. You can always give back. There's always a way to give back for the most part. You can get creative a little bit. And speaking of giving back, Holly,
Oh.
I know that you do. Is it a design-a-thon for the Keebsmas?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I did do that. Yes. I just like speed ran.
That's fucking awesome. Real quick. So, what is Keebsmas, and what did you do for it?
Okay, Keebsmas is, I'm gonna presume, an annual event, where it's organized by my friend Ellie, and she goes and she picks a charity. How 2022 did it was she reached out to a bunch of streamers and was like, "Hey, do you want to do something for Keebsmas where we're gonna raise money for I don't remember the name of the charity it was that year. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's just we're gonna raise money, and can you just like do something on your stream?" And it was like, okay, cool. I was one of the person that was one of the people that was reached out to. I was like, and I was like doing a bit of keyboard design like streams then. I haven't really done it since I really enjoy my second monitor, and I do not have a second monitor right now. But it was like, yeah, I can do that. I'll speed run. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's just take a bunch of like cheap ass commissions. And what I did was a bunch of people commissioned me, mostly like friends, people I knew, and I like did everything at like a lower rate, and I priced everything out. Like if you want a TKL, it's like this much flat, and if you want to like add these features, it's gonna be like this much. I had a bunch of people donate, like Pontus, my friend Neely, Objective Laz, Zol. I'm forgetting Plague, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, and I designed like 9 keyboards in one night, if you consider Artisan Trace keyboards.
That's crazy. And all the donations from Twitch and things like that. Was that also
I took
donated?
no money home. It went all to charity. And honestly, it was still less than like a lot of other people, but
that's so fucking cool. Like I remember watching you, and that's so awesome to do. So do you how do you do those speed design-a-thons and things like that?
Oh, so that was really a one-time thing. Like,
Okay.
I guess there was like the meme video I did where I did like a buck and echo in like 14 minutes or something, and then like Zlane beat it, and I was like, yeah, I don't feel like I probably could beat that, but I don't feel like it. I am blessed with a very good workflow. I want to say, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I feel like it's cleaner than a lot of people I see. There's that GIF of the AIO3 timeline where it's like it's like a regular timeline, and then it goes like delete, 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 and it's scary to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have a very nice workflow, and I realized I can do these fast. I can just like what is it? Speedrun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make designs. If you want to learn Fusion from me, I can teach you Fusion. I'll review your keyboards. I'll do anything.
That's so awesome. That's so cool for you to do. James, what was the stream? Do you remember what Holly was designing or in Fusion?
No, I don't. But I remember one big thing that stuck with me was naming your sketches. So I used to not do that. And then after seeing Hali do it, that's like a very good idea. And that actually makes it very clean. Makes your design very clean, like the
Out of
workflow very clean. And it's
all the
like
things you take
a
from
really small thing. Sorry?
Out of all the things you take from me, it's that.
Yeah. And really helped a lot, actually. So like you could go back and see like, oh, what this sketch was for and stuff like that. I used to not do that, and it would be a pain to to find a sketch where if I needed to change something, right?
Mhm.
And also, like, strangely, the other thing I took away was duplicating the sides thing. Like you could just
Oh,
replicate it from one side to the other side. But yeah,
That's awesome. For me, it's like a foreign language, but I'm glad James is here to
I'll teach you.
explain.
yeah.
I don't know if I want to.
We can teach you Blender as well, maybe.
No.
You can do
Oh
that.
yeah, you can teach me Blender. I'm gonna quit after 30 seconds.
Fourth time's the charm, right?
Oh man. But to slowly transition out of Keebs, unless someone else has a question or topic, you talk about your workflow, Holly.
Yeah.
Um,
Only applies to Fusion. Doesn't apply to anything else. If that's going to be your question, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask, do you have a dedicated day that you do keyboard stuff, like a dedicated time where you do keyboard stuff, or is it more of like, oh, I get a commission, I'll work on it when I can, and then so on and
Yeah,
so forth?
mostly.
Okay. Well, that was my question.
Yeah, it's just I work on it when I want to, or have the time, or feel capable.
This is kind of super embarrassing, but it's me, so fuck it. So you know how the Pontuscord.
I know where this is going.
So you have to solve like a calculus equation to be able to talk, right?
Uh-huh.
So Holly has. This is so stupid. I'm such a
Triangle
fucking
thingy, right?
Holly has something similar. I wouldn't say it's as difficult, but it took me. I don't know if you can see the logs, but it took me like 20 times.
I can't see the logs, actually. I'm going to check them right now.
Yeah. Look at Hubert the man, and like I think I had 4 or 5 things. Holly explains the problem and how to solve the problem.
15?
I'm so embarrassed. For those of you that don't know, could you explain what your question to get into the Discord is?
Yeah, it's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. The 4 is an X, and it says solve for X. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go either do it in your head, or if you're rusty, you go to Google, and then you get the answer from the calculator it gives you when you search up Pythagorean theorem calculator. And then you go into the Discord, you type the number 4, realize it doesn't work, you reread what the question says, and then you do exclamation mark 4.
What were my answers?
You had question mark 15, the number, question mark 4, numerical, and then finally question mark 4 spelled out, which got you into the Discord.
I had to ask Tangus.
You had to ask.
I don't know what's worse, that I couldn't do math or I couldn't read. Oh, he's gone.
I remember when you posted in our group chat where you were like, "Oh, guys, how do you get into Hali's server?" We lost him, boys. We lost him. We lost him.
Oh, holy shit,
Bro.
Oh my god. That's me.
Where did 15 come from?
I'm curious.
Wait. Let me see. I'll get us back on track real quick after I pull up the thing. Oh, holy shit. How did I get 15? Where's the Discord? Oh, fuck, where is it?
Could you please maybe show your work and show us where you got 15?
I
Pontus's question isn't even like a real calculus question because you can just cheese it with geometry.
Right.
Like it's a trapezoid. It's all straight lines. You don't have to actually evaluate the integral.
Oh my god.
For those
What
of
is
you
it?
still stuck, I'm pretty sure the answer is 14, but I'm not sure about that. I'm not
It
even
is.
in the Discord really.
It is. Solve for x. Yeah, like Holly said. The long side is 5. I did 5 times 3.
What did ChatGPT tell you?
No, I just did it myself. I'll show a picture. I'll edit this in. Yeah, I did 5 times 3. I'm like, all right, yeah, 15. Yeah. Nope, it's not 15. Oh my god. But yeah, I love shit like that. I think it's a very clever way to not let idiots like me in, but mostly bots as well.
It was mostly for like children from Homogeneo's Discord server.
Oh.
Oh, yes, I should mention. I was a big part of Homogeneo's Discord server, also a big part of Glars's server. It's where I met Alessio and in turn got into like Sam's Discord and everything.
Oh yeah.
And then Hamaji was like his own thing. Like I watched some of his Team Fortress videos and then he got into keyboards. I was like, oh, I'm into keyboards too. Went in there, talked a bit and helped out. He modded me.
Are you still in
But-
there?
Yeah, I'm still in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like-
how much? Yeah, go ahead.
I say mod and then like immediately there's like a bad taste in my mouth, but it's more like I'm there for management. Like I helped with setup because some of the channels are messy.
So Homogeneo is a content creator from is it
Kind of. He doesn't do keyboards anymore. He does like fashion and volleyball and stuff. I don't even know if he does volleyball anymore.
Oh, is where is he from? Singapore?
Malaysia, I think.
Malaysia. Okay. Oh, that's super cool. And Glars's, huh? Glars's Discord. I want to go into the Glars's Discord now. I haven't gone yet.
There's nothing in there. I'm sorry.
So this whole migration from the Glars's Discord into the Simon Cord Discord.
I saw that. What they don't tell you is there are other Discords that got it as well, because people
Yeah.
posted Discords as the server was about to close. There were a bunch of mech keys. Technically, I was one of them.
Yeah.
There was Hamaji's, and I don't know about the others.
Mhm.
But yeah, it wasn't only Simon that got it.
Damn.
Simon was the only one that bullied people for it, though. He added nicknames like Glars Refugee, gave him the Glars' Refugee role.
That's Simon. That sounds like Simon.
Probably one of his mods, since I don't know if he's that involved with it, but yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit. Again, you don't have to go super personal. Are there any other Discords that you're a part of in terms of other hobbies?
I think I'm at the server limit, honestly. Let's see what we got.
There's a server limit?
Yeah,
Yes,
200.
100. 100 if you
Wait.
don't have nitro. 200 if you have
I have
nitro.
nitro.
Okay, let's see.
I'm like 180
Um,
something, so I'm almost at the limit too.
How? For emojis?
I
and
don't
stuff,
know.
or-
You just join everything, and then you just.
I'm in. Okay, so you join a bunch of servers. You don't talk to all the
Work.
servers because that would be insane.
Mhm.
I'm in my server. I'm in a bunch of friend servers. This KDD sect.
Yeah.
And then I have some other designers and stuff that I feel like are worth checking.
Mhm.
And then I'm not in a crazy bunch for other hobbies. I'm in like 3 Genshin servers for
Yeah.
numbers and stuff. And then I'm in the Kennesaw State University Valorant server.
Oh. Do they have good Valorant players? A good Valorant team?
My friend Marcy is there. I love her.
Oh.
I've never been anywhere near Georgia.
Me neither.
But I'm in the Discord.
Well, I'll segue this into something that James saw as well. But behind you, I think there's a guitar, an electric guitar.
there's a
Mhm.
guitar.
Yeah.
Do you play, Holly?
Not really, but I
Oh,
played
it's
a bit at
pink.
some point, and
Oh,
I
it's
don't.
pink.
Yeah.
Is it pink? Ooh, it's so cute.
You can see your reflection on the pick guard,
It's so nice.
even though it is covered in dust right now.
What is it for the audio listeners and people like me who don't know?
Okay, I have on screen a pink colorway of a Fender Squier contemporary HH Jazzmaster.
Mm-hmm.
James, what is? Give me deets. Is that cool?
It's a guitar.
Sounds-
It's a very cool guitar. Yeah.
Okay. Did you start with electric first, or did you go acoustic?
I can't think of anybody that actually started electric. I had my cousin acoustic.
Yeah.
And then I got an Ibanez Geo, and then I played that for a bit, and then I moved, so I ended up getting this.
How long have you been playing?
Oh, a little bit longer than keyboards, actually. Maybe like 7 years.
Wow. Oh, that's so cool.
I'm not any good, but like, you know,
Oh no, dude. Did you learn with tabs or?
who doesn't?
Okay, I'll ask James this too. But for me, when I learned to play a guitar, and I'm not a good guitar player, I didn't understand what the fucking G chord was. Like I understood you have to put your fingers there. That's the G chord. But for me, I could see like, oh, okay, so I have to put my finger here. When I'm reading tabs, like my finger goes 1 on the top string or like 3 on the bottom string, shit like that. So do you learn tabs first, James, or do you learn chords?
Yeah, same.
Oh, that's
why
the
do you
option?
think why is that? Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's just the easy way to learn, right?
Yeah.
I learned chords, actually, I think.
Oh, really?
Oh,
It's
first?
like simultaneous. Like,
oh,
like you just have to understand the concept, right? Like, yeah, and then like once you have a tab, you can just like look at it and figure it out because everything's there. Like, if you know the song, you know the rhythms.
yeah. Do you two remember the first song that you tried to play or tried to learn? Or the first couple songs, if the first song was too difficult to remember.
I remember trying to learn Enter Sandman from Metallica.
Yes.
And then I could
yes.
never do the solo, but like the intro parts, and I could get it. Yeah.
I saw on acoustic, so I tried to do the Meet the Engineer theme from Team Fortress video. It's called More Gun, I think.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I can't remember. I think it was Hey There Delilah, I think. What was the song that you always want to learn, both of you, on electric? Or a
Anything
couple?
by Covet, really. Hydra is crazy. Yvette Young is holy shit.
Yeah.
Yvette Young is such a good guitarist that it makes she makes me want to play guitar and also quit guitar at the same time.
That's fucking awesome. James, what about you? Any songs?
Well, I was into a metal band called Periphery for a long time.
Whoa, what? You were in a band?
No. I was like into
Listen.
band. Yeah, listen to that band a lot.
I'm sorry.
And then and then like and then I always wanted to learn songs from them, but they would always require like at least a 7-string or an 8-string. So just never got into that. Yeah. Also, they're very difficult. But yeah.
Do you two like acoustic as well as electric? Like you don't mind acoustic?
It's a little cumbersome.
Yeah, I started learning acoustic and then I immediately threw it away and changed it for electric. And then
Because
I
it's
never
cooler?
looked back.
Yeah.
No, because I don't know, maybe it was just set up incorrectly. My first acoustic guitar. And then like the action was super high and stuff, and it was just painful to learn. And then electric just seems like an easier thing for me. It also has like a thinner shape, which I don't know, made it more comfortable for the beginning. For me, at least. Yeah.
Audio listeners, Holly is showing a cross section of the electric.
Side profile.
Side profile.
Electric is definitely thinner than acoustic, if you can imagine that.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is I wanted to learn to play guitar because I had a friend that was playing an acoustic 12-string.
God.
And it sounded so cool. And obviously I have small hands and small fingers, but I couldn't get my fingers to where they're supposed to go. But yeah, 12-string. Your favorite guitar players?
Or before that, I have a funny story I want to share.
Please.
So like when I was little, I was listening to a lot of like rock songs, metal songs, and stuff like that, right? And then when I decided I wanted to learn to play guitar, I picked up an acoustic, and I was immediately like, why is this not distorted? And then because I knew nothing about guitars at the point, but then so that's basically why it immediately pushed me into electric, and we threw away the acoustic guitar.
Hey man, I real quick, I'll share this full story on the Gondo episode because I have a fantastic segue.
That's leaks.
Yeah. So I learned on acoustic after I quit calculus. Way before I graduated from the college that I actually graduated from, I went to BYU, Idaho. And yes, I was a Mormon, and I'll get into that in the Gondo episode. But I distinctly remember quitting calculus, and in BYU, Idaho, there's like a hill that you go down from the math building. Yeah, you're walking south, and there's always been like a music store, like super close to campus. So I'm feeling super bummed out. I'm like kind of angry, kind of disappointed in myself for quitting. And I walked into the guitar store, the music store, because I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna make this day positive. And I grabbed the first guitar that I saw, and it was like a blue Stag guitar.
Strats?
Stag. Fuck. I don't even
Stag.
know. It's like a super budget
It's a brand name, right? It's like
Yeah.
STAGG, right?
No.
Yes. If you two want to talk about something real quick, I will try and grab it off camera and bring it.
Yeah, sure.
You're saying
We
that like
can
we can't
keep
cut the
the-
episode.
That's true. All right, one second. James, if you have something to ask Holly.
No, I'm just excited about the Gondo episode, actually.
Wow, you call me your
It's
mentor
gonna be so
and you do this
unhinged.
to me?
Mormons, MILFs, you know?
What the fuck?
No, so we were talking about Gondo, right? We had an episode with him next week. And then people messaged me on Discord and said, like, oh, talk to him about MILFs.
You're gonna have to
Oh.
watch what you says because or what you say. Because if Hubert comes back with the guitar, goes like, "Yo, here's our guitar," we won't have that shot.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if you're like talking about MILFs as he like walks in, it's gonna be bad. Yeah, Gondo episode.
That's
is big
okay. I
leagues.
think he's not going to cut this out. It's just going to stay in the episode.
Is it gonna stay in the episode?
We don't do like much editing, I don't think.
Is that
MILFs,
a banjo?
MILFs. Brazilian MILFs.
What's going on here?
I had no part in this.
All right, I'm a liar. I don't know where it is.
So you brought
Oh,
a banjo.
no.
The instrument that was in the closet. The fucking
Ooh.
banjo.
That's so sick. Can you strum it for us?
It would be sick if I knew how to play.
Why do you own that, if I may ask?
So, I went through this phase. I should go back to that phase, but I thought to myself, if I learn the guitar, I can play any stringed instrument, like fuck a ukulele. I don't have a ukulele, but I can play ukulele. A banjo, a mandolin. And I got a banjo for Christmas from my wife a couple of years ago, and I have not played it.
Just play like a ukulele. Surely it's be fine. You know, it's on both 4 strings.
You have to put like these little
Guards, like on your hands or your fingers.
it's a lot of finger picking.
Okay.
Like but yeah. But yeah, back to my that original question. What are your guys' favorite guitarists of all time? It doesn't have to be whatever category you want to use. Like, it doesn't have to be the most skillful, or it could be the most influential to you or to people in general, things like that. I can start with a few. So Eric Clapton, my dad loves Eric Clapton. Old slow hand. I thought that was super cool. Jack White from the White Stripes. Holy shit, that guy's awesome. He makes me want to learn how to play the slide guitar. Obviously you have your classics like Carlos Santana. Fuck yeah. It's I don't know who's the most skillful, excuse me, but those three are the ones that come to mind. I really love Jeff Buckley, both as a guitar player and as a singer as well. Jeff Buckley is up there, but yeah, I'm wondering who you two think are some great guitarists of
I
all
think we're
time.
massively overestimating how into I am in
Yeah,
guitar.
you think so?
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. I've been out of it for a couple of years. Yeah, but
Dude, if you say John Mayer, I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. John Mayer's good. You know?
Okay, so I mentioned Yvette.
Yeah.
And then I also like Tim Henson because he's hot.
Yes. Dude, I'm going to in the video, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
put
second that point.
yeah. I'm gonna put that image of Tim Henson.
He makes neck tattoos cool again.
Oh,
They weren't like not cool, were they?
Well, yeah, but he makes it really cool though.
what neck tattoo did you say you're gonna get, James? You told me the other day.
The Good Keyboard Friends neck tattoo.
Yeah,
I'm doing it
right
like in
on.
a gang style, right?
On your on the Adam's apple.
Yeah, here, right? I don't know where people normally do it, but you know.
I thought like back of the neck or something, or like.
I've never been in a gang.
Me neither. Yeah, man. So guitars, you enjoy playing. How do you make time to play guitars? Both
Not
of
very
you.
much. My situation is cursed right now because
Yeah.
I live in an apartment, and then
Oh,
yeah, so I don't use an amp. But then
Yeah.
also I used to plug it into my computer, and then like that got weird because of drivers and whatever, and I
Yeah.
couldn't like be asked to figure it out.
do
So
you?
it just kind of sits there now.
When's the last time you played?
A month or two ago.
Do you remember what you were trying to play, or like something that you're trying to learn, like a song or something?
I was going through Ultimate Guitar. I was just like scrolling down the tabs. I was
Yeah.
using my like the beautiful Firefox feature that lets you delete elements because there's that screen that like pops up and they're like, hey, you're using a free version. Like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck you. Yeah. Firefox delete those elements. I was just like running it down, like
Yeah.
picking like shit that was like 1 star, as in like the difficulty level.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I can learn this Arctic Monkey song. That's like easy.
Do you like Arctic Monkeys?
Not in particular. I just like I like being able to play what I can hear.
Yeah. James, do you when's the last time you played?
It's been a while. It's been like 1 or 2 years, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was for some indie song that had a really cool solo that was also quite easy.
Mhm.
So I decided, oh, why not try and play this? Because you know, you always want to play the stuff that you hear on the radio or stuff, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you always want to be able to jam along with your favorite bands.
Mhm.
So that's what I always did.
Do you two try and play songs from try and play the songs that you like the genres, or do you just want to just play just to play?
Yeah, I
I
guess you
do it
have to
like
be
for a skill
interested in the
mostly.
genre at least, right? To
Yeah.
you know, to get interested enough to try and learn the song.
Mhm.
Because you're going to be hearing the song for like 20, 30, 40, 50 times. You
Yeah,
might
to
as well
get
pick
down.
something you like, right? I don't know how it is for Hali though.
I mean, I like a lot of genres that don't end up using a lot of guitar.
Mm.
So it's just here, and then like within them, they're not super well known, so like no one's gonna make tabs for them. And I'm really bad at listening by ear, so I just play stuff that other people have made already. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah, tabs are available for this. You can just learn it.
Do you specifically try and find less well-known artists and bands and things like that, Holly, to listen to? Do you have any like local bands that you're like, oh shit, I hope these guys make it, or like super cool?
This is my good friend
Holy shit,
Qirexx.
Oh, that's so cool.
Qirexx.
Yeah, she is in Edmonton, and we met over Discord, completely unrelated to like anything. And it's like, oh, you're here suffering with me too. We can like, you want to visit my show?
Yeah.
And then she did a show. And I took pictures, and it was really nice.
Holy shit.
I hated her
That's
music, but it's like it was vibes. It's like extra tone. Like I can't deal with that, dude. Like I listen to like normal sounds and stuff.
Oh shit. Do you want to shout out her band name, or
It's just her. It's just Qirexx.
Kyrexx?
Qirexxxx. I don't know how many X's are there. At least 2.
I'll figure it.
Okay.
We'll find it out. Okay, that's cool. Do you play any other instruments, Holly?
I learned piano since I was 7 and then quit right before I picked up guitar.
Mhm.
And now the only piano I know is like the intro to Megalovania.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing how much time and dedication I spent in that is just gone now.
Is the skill still there?
Fucking, I don't know, dude. I haven't played piano in forever.
You don't have a grand piano in your apartment? Did it help? Did learning piano translate to learning the guitar at all?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're not sure. Fuck, dude, that's so cool.
Like, you don't read the same sheet music. It's just
Mm.
like, do you have a sense of rhythm? Can you survive?
Right. Oh man. And if you want to put that down, that's fine. I feel kind of bad for having you like hold it up this entire time. But do you go to a lot
It's just
of?
sitting on my thigh here. This is
Okay.
an offset. It's heavy as shit. If I were to like actually hold it up, it'd be like
Oh, damn.
terrible. This is a very relaxed pose, honestly. But
Yeah.
I'll put it down.
Okay. Do you go to a lot of local music shows?
No.
No.
I went to Qirexx show because she asked.
Yeah.
I got another one, and I just didn't go to there because like I was scared of the venue.
Yeah. Damn. That's so cool. James, do you ever go to any local
I went to one. I
shows
went
or
to
anything
one
like that
Dream
in
Theater
Taiwan?
show, and then I decided I don't like
Yeah.
that environment anymore. But it was super cool.
Mhm.
This is really loud and a lot of
Like too
people.
many people?
Too many people. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like more shows would be cool, but like I think I'm as far north as a city can be, like a major city can be, before like we get into igloo territory. So I'm
gotcha.
serious. You gotta Google how far north Edmonton is. It's bad.
All I know about Edmonton are the Oilers because my friend, I think, lives
Right.
there.
And I was from Toronto, so it's really nice to cheer on a hockey team and not be looked at like you're insane for once.
Holy cow! Do you watch hockey at all? Besides, or do you? Yeah, you watch hockey or no?
It's for the vibes. Like, yeah, go Oilers. That's like where I live right now. I think it's nice to be able to cheer on a hockey team for once.
Do you feel obligated to cheer on local teams, even if they're sports that you don't really watch, just to support them?
I mean, yeah, why not? Like everyone else is wearing the blue, white, orange. I'll probably get jumped if I don't, but whatever. Not really.
Here in Iowa, and we'll get to the last segment in a bit. Here in Iowa, we don't really have any pro teams. We used to have an arena football team called the Iowa Barnstormers, but we're mostly a college sports-centric state. So you have the Iowa Hawkeyes that are in the east in Iowa City. That's where the University of Iowa is. And then you have the Iowa State Cyclones, which are up north. Obviously, there are more colleges like Drake. Jack, a.k.a. Piketty, went to UNI. But yeah, basically, it's all college teams. And I think it's really cool when you find a college team that you want to support that's local. Like it's a whole gathering. And I want to talk about this with Tangus too, but it's not just about the sport, right? It's about being part of a community, whether it be cheering on your favorite team in person at a live sports event or just getting with a group of people and cheering behind your TV. I think it's fucking awesome. Like, I don't want to be super, I don't know, what's the word? I'm not trying to be cheesy or anything, but communities in general is fucking awesome. Like it gets lonely going through life not being part of something. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you enjoy. But a communal aspect of life in general, whether it be hobbies, whether it be just being able to hang out with a group of friends, 1 hour to 2 hours every week, talking about random shit, it's fucking awesome. At the end of the day, you can only buy so much shit. You can only talk about purchases so many times. What makes you come back are the people. Good keyboard friends. What's so cool about this hobby is everyone can attest to and everyone's experienced is the people in the hobby. It's not so much about keyboard related talk anymore. It's about hanging out with your friends at a late night talking about Mendy or
That was last episode, I think.
Yeah. It's just hanging out
no.
with friends. Yeah. It's super fucking awesome. And real quick, before we segment into the good keyboard friend of the week, I just want to say to Holly specifically, thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done. It's the things you open source things, you give things for free. You have things that are publicly available.
I'm
You
working on
help
a
out.
written guide.
Yeah, like you said, if somebody wants to learn Fusion, they can reach out to, and that's super cool. You help out with Keebsmas, you help out with friends. If not monetarily, I'm sure you help shout out initiatives that you think are important, or friends' designs and projects that are super cool. You're just a good keyboard friend, a good part of this community. You're fucking awesome, and everybody knows you. You left an awesome, positive impression on this hobby, and I want to say thank you on behalf of all of us. Like, you're fucking amazing, dude. So I want to say that first and foremost. But we'll segment into the good keyboard friend of the week. For those of you that don't know, for the new listeners out there, each and every week, each and every episode, we try and highlight a good keyboard friend. And what does that mean? It's someone that's done something positive in your life, someone that's made a positive impression. It could be anybody. It doesn't have to be a super big act. It could be someone that got you into the hobby. It could be someone that sent you, 90 switches for free, things like that. If you have anybody like that in mind, please send us that information and we'll shout them out. If you want to nominate a good keyboard friend, we'll shout them out at the end of every episode. You can message me, James, Tangus, Simon directly on Discord. You could put in the YouTube comments or the Spotify comments of who you want to nominate. Just remember, anything that you put, we're gonna say. So don't put any sensitive information that you don't want us to bring up and things like that. But somebody that I wanted to read a nomination from, and I'm sorry that I haven't gotten to your nominee.
I mean, we could do
From
2 in a
previous
row
episode.
as well, right?
Yeah. So on the 5th of May, I think the very first episode, the Piketty episode, a user from YouTube named HatDog703 nominated Oblotsky and Mike from Novel Keys. No further explanation was given.
Or needed.
Well, no obligation. Yeah. No further explanation is needed. Oblo and Mike and Novel Keys have done what Jay's done and what many other vendors and people have done in our community. Picked up projects that other vendors have, not paid for, helped people in need, things like that. Oblo is a one-man wrecking crew from, I think so, right? He's just a one-man vendor in Germany.
I'm not German. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, it's not a huge operation, and him offering to, do things like that is super fucking awesome. Mike from Novel Keys, how many times have you seen on r/mechanical keyboards or a sale from Novel Keys with sets that maybe someone from Valid Supply, they used to sell, but now they're under, or something's fucking up with Vala, and now Mike is selling the sets that are sitting at GMK and they're unpaid for. So both of them, fucking awesome. Thank you, Oblo. Thanks, Mike. Hopefully we have both of you on a future episode, but that is our hosts' good keyboard friends of the week for this episode. I will pass it on to Holly if he has any nominations that he wants to nominate.
Right. Okay, so I did mention this name earlier when I was going through the people that helped me when I was starting out keyboard design. Ryan, Derp Turtle. His only public project you can look at is some TKL that I forget the name of. Wasn't particularly interesting. However, he's designed a lot of other keyboards that are crazy, never made. And just like he sends me a step file for review and I open it up, it's like porn to me. I'm serious. Like, it's crazy. He started design earlier than me, and he's been like guiding in a way inspiring, because I look at the step file and I start thinking to myself, why is this there? What is he doing? How can I do this? Yeah. If Hubert's nice, well, I'm gonna send Hubert a bunch of screenshots regardless, and if Hubert's nice, he'll put them in, and like just to show like our visual listeners like just the extent of what goes on inside a Ryan keyboard. And for audio listeners, like, dude, switch to video this one time, please. I'm very pretty.
Fuck yeah. Thank you, Holly. James, do you have anybody? You don't have to.
Yeah, no, but before Hali, you go, I want to ask you 2 quick fire questions before you go.
Right.
I don't
Got
have a
this.
recommendation for keyboard friends this week, but
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so your Grail keyboard that you're still looking
Grail.
for, and also your favorite GMK set.
Grail keyboard doesn't exist yet.
Okay. That's
It would
fair.
have to be like, who can make a Grail? I think you put Baion in a room and like let him cook for like 10 years, and then Baion makes like Grail. Sorry.
Okay. So
For a
we
person
go
like
to
Baion, it's
Finland
probably more
together?
like 2 years, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite GMK set?
I got no favorites. Like, again, I'm a beige person. Like, even like non-beige sets, like I still go back to beige. What I will say is there's this one key set that I got canceled, and I think it was really cool. The GMK Patisserie Alt Base with Italian legends UV printed. Like, not many people know about it, and I'm still a little salty about that, even though I didn't buy it because, not beige. But that was like really cool, I thought.
Gesundheit.
Sorry, I had to sneeze. All right, that's very cool. Anyways, thank you for coming today.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll see you in a future episode as well.
There is.
Fuck
I'll
yeah,
teach you all
fuck
fusion.
Oh god.
It's
So
not that scary.
I guess it's not Blender.
As long as Blender.
Yeah.
Hey, you try to learn Blender first and then come to me, it's gonna feel like a cakewalk.
Fuck yeah. Well, again, thank you, Holly. From all of us at the Good Keyboard Friends podcast, on behalf of James, Tangus, Simon, and myself, thank you. If you want to listen to us, if you don't want to watch the video, just check out our links. We are on a shit ton of podcast hosting sites. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon,
Everything.
and a bunch more. Everything. And if you want to watch the video episode, we'll be on YouTube. But until then, keep on being good keyboard friends. We love you all, and see you next episode.